how do I audition for The Voice? How do I audition for Rising Star? How do I audition for American Idol or any of these singing TV shows? I think the real question should be, how do I audition, period? Not just for these shows, but for a play or a theater thing or something it is that you're looking to get into a band. I mean, it could be whatever. I think it's interesting because I get this question asked to me a lot. How does Ken Tamplin Vocal Academy get so many of my students placed in singing TV shows and in bands and all kinds of different things? And there is an X factor or secrets, so to speak, on how and what would give you an edge to get in on some of these shows and some of these different theater things and whatnot. But I want to go through a list of 5 specific things that can really give you an edge and really help you. And the first thing is this: pick music that's well within your range. Yes, we all want to reach for the stars, and that's awesome. I do it, and I encourage my students to do it. But truth be told, when nerves are high and tensions are high, you want to have something that you're able to work on that you are so confident in that the actual performance part is easy because you pick something so well within your range. Now, yes, of course they want something unique, and yes, they want something that's explosive and powerful, and they don't want another version of Bruno Mars or another version of John Legend or another version of Christina Aguilera, whomever. That is true. So you want to be unique, but you want to be unique for yourself. So because if you don't believe in you, why should you expect anyone else to believe in you? So that would be the first suggestion, is pick songs well within your range. Now later you can expand on that, and that's cool, but that would be my first tip. Second thing is, practice your songs so much that they become second nature, subconscious. It's interesting, there was a really famous basketball coach named John Wooden, and his philosophy was he trained his teams so much that when it came game time, all they did was have fun in the game. In fact, they would say, wow, training was much harder than the actual game itself. So that's where you want to be. You want to be able to strength train. Now I have a course here, you can check it out. It's called How to Sing Better Than Anyone Else. And I walk you through the process of how to strength train for these things so that when it comes game time or when it comes performance time, you're more concerned with enjoying the process and entertaining people than dog paddling and hoping that you make it to the end of your song or the end of your set. So I would recommend that heavily, is practice your songs so much that they become second nature. Now, have something unique about you. I talked about this a little bit earlier. Let's take a show like Rising Star. Let's take, Jesse Kinch, for example. Was his voice amazing? Well, sure, it was good, yes, but it was more about the conviction and the uniqueness of him staying within his element, choosing songs that he loved. He decided to reach back and do, some old Creed and stuff and The Who and some really interesting things. And so for a young person to do that, that's interesting. It's unique. Not a lot of people are doing that. So he won himself the right to show off his own love for music and his own artistry, but he owned it. Again, if you don't believe in yourself, why should you expect anyone else to believe in you? So kudos to him for doing that, because that was really awesome. Fourth, be versatile, but stay within your zone. I just mentioned Jesse. We can do all kinds of different styles of singing, but what's really important is that whenever you come out to sing, they know it's you. Not a bad version of a karaoke song, an impersonator. They recognize, wow, this guy's a star. Whatever he does, he owns it, and he walks out and delivers. So again, be versatile, but stay within your zone. And last, don't treat the audition like it's the end of the world or the last one you'll get. It's just not true. You'll get many opportunities to audition. Look at the judges, or look at the band, or look at the theater group, or whoever it is you're auditioning for. View them as your friends or your family, because they actually want you to do well. They are not looking at you with their arms crossed, waiting for their checkboard to kick you out of there to bring the next person in. They're looking for stars. They're looking for talent. So I would encourage you, don't treat the audition like it's your last. Like I said, be so prepared for it that when you get there, it's all about entertaining and not about freaking out because if I don't get this, what am I gonna do? Because they'll smell it. They'll sense that. So anyway, how do I audition for The Voice? How do I audition for Rising Star? Well, here at Ken Tamplin Vocal Academy, we walk you through the process. So again, here's my course. You might want to check it out because it will give you a serious edge.